Well, our thanks as always to Home Street Bank for their support of this podcast. If you're looking for a bank that has it all, great people, great service, great rates, this is the place for you. This is my lender of choice. It should be yours as well. Go to homestreetbank.com. It's your one-stop shop for all your banking needs, both business and personal. That's homestreetbank.com. You know, we make our best decisions when the brain is at ease. But the sales process can be such a strain on your customers. We've got some work to do. Stick around.
Welcome to The Buyer's Mind, where we take a closer look deep inside your customer's decision-making mechanism to reverse engineer the perfect sales presentation. Now, please welcome your host, Jeff Shore.
Welcome, everyone, once again to The Buyer's Mind. I'm your host, Jeff Shore, where we dive in and figure out what is your customer thinking about. And every now and then, we'll have an episode where it's something that I've studied deeply, that I understand. And no guest today. I just want to talk about this concept of your customer's brain strain and what that means. I am joined by our show producer, Paul Murphy. Murph, when you're buying a complex product, do you feel that strain, or are you already associating with our topic today?
Yeah, when I'm buying a complex product, I have to do research and my brain has to do a lot of work to figure out what it is I'm buying. Yeah, it starts to stress me out.
Absolutely. And it probably affects your behavior a little bit as you go through that as well. But the problem here is that after a while, when that brain strain gets out of control, it really cripples us. And I wanted just to offer you all a mental shortcut that your customer uses. This is a very important adage that you want to burn into your brain because it'll help you in real time. You need to understand this. A confused mind says no. A confused mind says no. When our customer's brain gets locked up in complexity, the natural tendency of the brain is to say no. Does that mean the product isn't right for them? No, that's not what it means. What it means is they don't get it. Your job is to monitor the customer's mental state all throughout the process and to be ready to step in and help to simplify things. Otherwise, they're going to reach for the abort button. They're going to go dark. They're just too overwhelmed. Now, we've all been there when we're shopping for something and we're dealing with a salesperson who's just dumping feature after feature after feature. What's happening? Our brain is getting confused, and a confused mind says no. Our brains seek ease. Our brains seek the easiest way to understand something, to make sense of something. Our brains are always trying to simplify things. That's what great salespeople do. They help their customer by taking things that are otherwise complex and they simplify it. So I'll give you a quick picture of this. I may have used the example before, but many years ago, I was shopping for a car. And the salesperson wanted to tell me all about the specifications of the limited slip differential on this SUV I was shopping for. Now, here's the deal. I have no idea what a limited slip differential is, and quite frankly, I don't really care because I don't understand the context. But if that salesperson had said to me, you know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is your children's safety and something we've done to engineer this car to make sure that you have peace of mind when your children are in the back seat. Can I spend 30 seconds going there? Now, that's a conversation I'm willing to have because there's a context to it. Whatever he says next is almost secondary to the fact that he made it easy for me to understand. What he did was told me the features and then tried to get me to bubble up all of the different points that he was making into a big decision. That's very, very hard to do. So what happened? My brain fried out on me and I gave him I need to think about it. Now, the fact of the matter is, I didn't need to think about it. I was tired of thinking about it, but that's normal for your customer. So one of the things I want to make two suggestions here for you as you're dealing with brain strain. One is to make sure that you're always thinking about selling from macro to micro. That is, I'm giving my customer big picture context of what it is that I want them to do and what it is that they're going to be buying before I get into any details. I need to present the solution at the top level first before I show the features. I need to be able to share the benefit to the customer before I get down into the house. My customer needs to have some sort of context in order to understand why they should appreciate what you are talking about. So think macro to micro. If your customer understands the umbrella, then they'll understand everything that happens underneath that umbrella. The second suggestion that I want to make is that you are bold enough and that you are practicing mental check-ins with very simple but very important questions like, how you doing? From time to time, it's a great idea to do a mental check-in and just say, listen, I know there's a lot of details here. I know this can be confusing. How are you holding up? You doing all right? Do you need a glass of water? I mean, just allow that customer. Now, in some cases, they're going to go, oh, yeah, sure, fine. And that affirms that you're on the right track, that you're speaking their language. But in other times, it'll give the customer the opportunity to bring something up that's nagging in their brain. Now, why is that so important? Well, if it's nagging in their brain, then what are the odds that they're really paying attention to whatever it is you're talking about? If there's something that's nagging in their brain, if there's something that they just don't get, what a phenomenal opportunity for you to be able to give them the chance to check in and to tell you, this is what I don't understand. And by the way, when that happens, you're probably going to look at it and go, oh, well, sure, let me explain. That's not too difficult. I think I can explain. That's what we're looking at. That's what we want to do. So practice those mental check-ins, those how we doing type questions. It is your job to alleviate brain strain. It is your job to make it easy for the customer to buy. And when you make it easy for the customer to buy, that's when you have the opportunity to change their world. Hey, just wanted to say thank you so much for your continued support of the Buyer's Mind. Really appreciate those people who have gone out there and boldly posted on Facebook or LinkedIn or somewhere else. This is the podcast that I'm listening to. It means the world to us when we get that social proof that goes on there. And you can also make that review on iTunes. That would be great. And of course, now listen to us if it's more convenient for you on iHeartRadio. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you next time on The Buyer's Mind.